Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Hiltz at Boulder Ridge Elementary, and I'm here to shout out some amazing leaders we had this week. In Mr. McDowell's class, we have Mia Kuroga, who's putting first things first. Mia is on meet with her teacher, Mr. McDowell, from 8 to 2 every day, and she's consistently checking in with him and getting assistance with work that is needed. And so he's just blown away by her dedication. In Mrs. Suarez's class, we have Nathan Parmalee, who's being proactive. Nathan is always prepared in our Google meetings. He uses his resources like his 5 frames and counters to ensure he is in charge of his own learning. Awesome using your manipulatives. In Miss White's class, we have Angel Espinoza, who's putting first things first. Angel always produces work that he is proud of and he loves to share his ideas with others. Awesome. In Mrs. Lipsitz's class, we have Richard Gulke putting first things first. He completed his iReady diagnostic test before he could go swimming. Definitely putting first things first. In Mrs. Rourke's class, Adrian Lopez is being proactive. Adrian is on time and ready for school. He remembers to raise his hand and he always has a smile on his face. In Mrs. Parks' class, we have Catalina Flores, and she's being proactive. Catalina always comes to our Google Meets ready for learning. She has her supplies ready and is always ready to join in the class discussions. Nice job. In Mrs. Esparza's class, we have Angela Marquez, beginning with the end in mind. Angela is always so kind to her peers and actively participating in virtual learning. She's ready to ask questions and joins early, and she makes sure she's ready to start the day. Awesome. In Miss Monty's class, we have Veda Mitchum, who's being proactive for working on numbers on even a Friday night. Way to grow your brain. In Mrs. Tolmachov's class, we have Yairi, being proactive. She is being proactive by always showing up on time, being prepared, and participating in her morning meeting and her 2 instructional groups. Way to go, Yairi. In Mrs. Uribe's class, we have Nathaniel, who's putting first things first. He's always on time and ready to learn on the Google Meets. He is working hard and stays focused on the task at hand. Way to be a leader, Nathaniel. In Mrs. Overby Greenberg's class, Gabriel Grumbine, putting first things first, completing his work and asking questions. In Miss Ortiz's class, we have Vicki Estrada Aguirre, who's thinking win-win. Vicki wants everyone to be successful, and when a student was confused on what to do, Vicki left a comment on Google Classroom that was helpful. Awesome job. In Miss Peters' class, we have Peyton Vasquez, who's also being proactive. Peyton constantly checks in with me to update me on the progress of her work and asks for clarification. She also turns in all of her assignments on time with her best effort. In Mrs. Crater and Mrs. Galizio's class, we have Casey Tompkins, and this child's beginning with the end in mind. Casey is always asking in order to always work in order so you can get to the end. Yeah, definitely. Putting yourself in structured times for learning is awesome. In Mrs. Rivera's class, we have Xander Brown, who's being proactive. Xander's ready to rock school every day. He comes to class with a smile on his face and fully engages in his learning. Xander is a student who follows the golden rule in the classroom as well. In Mrs. Rivera's class, we just did that one. In Miss Ballin's class, we have Jace, and he's being proactive despite losing internet connection several times, which, yes, we've all experienced that. Jace was proactive to find out what he needed to do to finish his classwork. Good job. In Mrs. Cornejo's class, we have Alex Garcia, and he's putting first things first. Alex is making sure to complete all of his assignments on his list daily. He's being very responsible. And he's also completing his assessments. Thanks, Alex. In Mr. Hernandez's class, we have Giselle Catalan Grimaldo, who's being proactive. Giselle put her mind to work and came up with a quick solution that benefited the entire class. Her resourcefulness and insight saved the class from unnecessary work. Way to go. In Mrs. Cook's class, we have Samuel Avila, putting first things first. Samuel completes all of his assignments on time. He enjoys doing many things around the house, but always makes sure he gets his work done too. But it's always nice to help around the house. In Miss Overby's class, we have, I feel like that I said that name already, didn't I? Oh, okay, never mind. We have Haley Wimberly, who's synergizing. During back to school night, Haley was attentive and gave the warmest welcome into the Google Meet. She's always been working really hard and is on time. Awesome. In Mrs. Spaulding's class, we have Jacob Ruiz, who's being proactive, and Jacob has been finishing his work daily and checking in with me to see if he needed to do any redos or what else he could do. In Mrs. Lozano's class, we have Allegra Brown, seeking first to understand. Allegra has been so patient starting the school year late, but she has overcome all of the hiccups with the computer issues. She always asks questions and tries her best despite the circumstances. Awesome job. And I also want to give a shout out to a student I saw in Miss White's class, Mrs. Uribe's class, and that's Amy. And she just was really intent in keeping up with the class discussion and used her raising of hand and muting herself when necessary, but looked like she was having a good time learning in her small group with Mrs. Uribe. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Continue to log on, continue to connect, and if you need anything from us, we're here to help. Have a great weekend. Bye.